Hi, all you SPMEs out there. Today's question has 3 answers, and you're going to want to stick around because the third answer is a secret as to why you can lose with even just the smallest bit of frustration that kicks in. Now let's get into it. The question that was sent in to me today was how to start self-publishing through Kindle. Now, this is an excellent question because everyone, when you're first getting started, you expect things at one level, they should be easy. You've got a good idea of what exactly you're trying to achieve with self-publishing on Kindle, but then you start the process and you realize it is not so effortless as you would have liked it to be. In fact, it can be quite daunting, the process of getting yourself self-publishing. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. Click the subscribe button if you'd like for me to make more videos like this one, and check out below in the description and you will find my absolutely free self-publishing checklist to make sure you're not making any of the mistakes when it comes to self-publishing. So, how to start self-publishing through Kindle? Well, let me get a little bit into my story. When I first started, I realized that I had an idea, a book that I wanted to get out. But at the same time, I could feel that internal desire to get it out, but at the same time trying to figure out how was I going to deal with the pain of not knowing what are the steps involved, how much time will it take, and will I fail at actually even getting the book onto the market. And so this, before we've even started, led a little bit to the feeling of maybe this isn't going to be so easy to succeed at after all, that it's going to be quite a bit of a challenge. And so after a period of time, I began to see that, no, if I read and watch the right videos and I'm reading the right books, just by simply working through the process and making lots of mistakes when it comes to publishing on Kindle, I could quickly see that this was going to be doable. But it took a lot of effort, and I had to be willing to make the mistakes that were necessary as I was setting up the account on Kindle, as I was uploading the manuscript and the cover and all of the things that were necessary, from the description to the keywords, and then finally putting it out onto the market, and then not actually even seeing sales and learning about ads and so forth. And so I guess the lesson that I took from all of this, it was that it isn't going to be easy. In fact, everything is difficult when you're first starting at it. But if we can just stick with it long enough, then we're able to break through those barriers that we had and to start to succeed at what we're trying to do there. So the first answer is, what you're going to want to do if you're going to be publishing on Kindle is you're going to need to set up an account. So there's your first, and that's the most important thing we start with. Then the second thing is that you have to, and one of the things with the account is it can be a little bit challenging, but it's free and it can be done with a little bit of effort. But if you're, depending upon who you are, maybe you don't have a technical background. And so that makes it a little more challenging for you when you're first getting started. So you're going to need to invest some time and maybe look it up, Google how exactly to set the account up, or ask the customer support. Like anything, it requires a little bit of effort. The second is you're going to want to make sure that you have your book formatted correctly. Now you can see my affiliate link below in the description. I use the program Jutoh, and there is no better program on the market to make sure that you can get your books self-published in the exact correct format, not just for Kindle, which is Mobi, but also when you're doing EPUB for Smashwords or PDFs for Lulu, KDP Print, or Ingram Spark. So those 3 there. And so it gets all of the formatting correctly so that we don't have to waste time later. We just hit a button and it will produce those books in the correct format that we're going to need. Then our next item, it is that we're going to create or order your cover. You can create your cover for free through Canva, or if you feel that obviously it will be a lower quality cover, but it's possible and doable, or you can order your cover through Fiverr, which is what I personally like to do. And the person that I use, Vickiana, you can find her below, my affiliate link to her Fiverr below in the description if you'd like to find out more about that for under $20 a cover, which is fantastic, and she does a wonderful job. She's done it for hundreds, at least 120 books of mine. She's created the covers for them, and even some of the covers that I originally created on my own in Canva, she's gone back and has been able to then create better covers that have resulted in more sales. And this is really just about optimizing our book. There's nothing worse than the feeling of putting a book onto the market and not seeing sales because your cover is poor. And that's the first thing that people are going to see when they're considering, should I buy this book or should I not buy this book? And when we are going to get our book out onto Amazon Kindle, you're going to need to make sure that your cover is looking great. And this is exactly the trick that you're going to use to make sure that you have an outstanding cover. The next thing is we're going to put everything together with the description and the keywords. We're going to have to create those, and we will set it out, and we will publish the book on Amazon through Kindle Direct Publishing in order to make sure that our Kindle book is published. So we have our Mobi file, our cover, and our out there, and then we had the additional metadata that we have for the book, and we're going to put it out there. And this is an amazing thing, but you're going to need to run ads most likely in order to get sales if you don't already have an author's platform, like where you have people who are going along and following you and already like your, let's say if you had a blog or some sort of a content marketing that you'd been doing. And so this is a point that a lot of people make a huge mistake on, which is that they put their book together and they put it out there and it's high quality. It's just that they're not really building an audience by running ads to make sure that more people are finding your book. And in your book, you're going to be wanting to run, getting people to sign up for emails so they can hear from you. So when you come out with future books, you're going to get them to buy from you. And two, those people in the future, they also can be asked to help review your book. So we get into a positive cycle with those exact people. Our readers are helping us to find new readers who will like to read the books that we want to put onto the market. And so these are the key steps that we're looking at. But the secret step of the day, our third answer, it's that it's dealing more so with the psychology of this, the mindset. And that is that the smallest of failures can demotivate you to just stop. In addition, one of my students was just having difficulty setting up the account in the first place. And that can create a lot of frustration. You're trying to get the book onto the market, but even just getting the account going. And you can be tempted to stop. But when you experience failure early on, you feel it much more intense because you think, I'm climbing this gigantic mountain and I'm only up the first meter of it and I already have pain in my knees or my ankles. And how exactly are we going to go the rest of the way? And then if I do get it out, maybe it's not even going to be good. But these are thoughts that are just trying to stop you from succeeding and getting that sensation of knowing that feeling of what it is to get a book onto the market and seeing people finding these readers who love to read what you're producing. And that is really what I'm here to help you do, is to try to get through that mindset, to push through it. But if you allow your failures in the beginning to stop you, which is what most authors do who just simply never manage to publish their book for a number of reasons. This is a big one. You face some obstacles, and so you just give up too early. So how exactly do we go about self-publishing with Kindle? Tell me what you found below in the comments. I would love to hear it. Have you managed to self-publish a book? Write yes if you had, and write no if you haven't. That would really help me get a better feel if I'm hitting the target here. And maybe some of the frustrations that you also have experienced, or the joy of succeeding. And check up above me here for more video answers to your self-publishing questions. Thanks.